Purple Pond YouTube channel. In the last session, we had an exhaustive introduction on NPS. Let us continue our discussion with Mr. Saravanan to know more about NPS. Welcome, sir. What is Tier 1 and Tier 2 account?
Subscribers when in NPS will have option to initiate two accounts, Tier 1 account and Tier 2 account. The Tier 1 account is the mandatory account which will have the tax benefit also embedded to that. Tier 2 account is an account which can be opened by the subscriber when the Tier 1 account is active. The Tier 1 account, there are limitations to withdrawal and it will be as per the rules and regulations of NPS. Tier 2 account is a freely withdrawable account. You can invest or you can withdraw as per the wishes of the subscriber. So Tier 2 account can only be formed when the Tier 1 account is active. So if someone wants to manage their investments with least fund management charges, they can open Tier 2 account and have their investments done, and whenever they require money they can also withdraw from the Tier 2 account.
Who manages the NPS fund and who are the best fund managers?
PFRDA, the Pension Regulatory and Development Authority, has appointed 7 fund managers, and the 7 fund managers, you will have, as a subscriber, you will have a choice to choose any of the 7 fund managers to manage your NPS contribution. The 7 fund managers are HDFC Pension Fund, ICICI Pension Fund, SBI Pension Fund, Birla Pension Fund, Kotak Mahindra Pension Fund, LIC Pension Fund and UTI Retirement Pension Fund. These 7 fund managers are available to manage your NPS subscriptions. If you look at the 3-year and 5-year data, performance data, the returns generated by HDFC and ICICI fund managers stand out and they are the top performers. So if you are looking at selecting the fund manager, you can use this 2 fund managers and you can opt for them as your fund managers.
Thank you for giving us information on the fund managers and their performance. This information will help the viewers to select their fund managers confidently. How to select investment asset class?
It is ECG. When I say ECG, let us not confuse it with electrocardiogram. The investment asset classes in NPS, we have E, the equity, C, corporate bond fund, G, the government bond fund. You can allocate your subscription amount among these 3 asset classes. And of late, there is yet another asset class which has got added. It is called the alternate investments. So you can invest into alternate investments also. When we say asset class, then one ought to know what is your risk profile, and according to your risk profile, you will have to allocate various percentages to the various assets available. The next question is, viewers can ask, what is my risk profile? If you are little unclear about your risk profile, contact Purple Pond. We can run a risk profile test and help you form an asset allocation for this investment.
Thank you for explaining the asset classes. Viewers, in case you have any doubts, you can contact Purple Pond for any of your financial doubts, queries. What is the difference between active and auto choice on the asset class?
That's a good question. The active and auto choice, part of the answer was there in the previous question. If a subscriber, if an investor has some apprehensions on what to select as the asset class or how much to invest into that particular asset class, these apprehensions are completely moved off by selecting a auto choice. So the subscribers will have 2 choices. Either they can actively manage their asset allocation by selecting the amount to be invested in each of the asset class, or they can go by selecting the auto choice. Auto choice is based on a predetermined level of equity, corporate bond, government bond and alternate asset class based on the age profile of the investor. So based on age profile, the various asset classes contributions will keep decreasing or increasing to suit their risk profile.
What is a life cycle fund? Sir, can you explain what is LC75 to the viewers?
When we talk about the auto choice again has three different funds to be chosen: LC75, LC50 and LC25. The LC75 is a life cycle fund with 75% of equity allocation. LC50 is a life cycle fund with 50% of equity allocation. LC25 is a life cycle fund with 25% of equity allocation. Herein you can appreciate that 75% equity is for an aggressive investor and 25% LC25 will be for an investor with very conservative risk profile. So it is very, very important that one understands the risk profile and chooses the asset class accordingly.
Sir, is it possible to make premature withdrawals?
NPS, we will have three instances where the subscriber will face premature withdrawal. The first one is if he decides to exit NPS before he becomes 60 years of age. The condition is he has to be part of NPS at least for 10 years. If he is part of NPS for 10 years and he wishes to move out of NPS, then the condition is he can withdraw 20% of his entire contribution as a lump sum withdrawal and 80% has to be diverted to buying an annuity plan. The second possibility is he wants to withdraw a partial amount from his accumulated corpus. That is allowed if he has stayed invested in NPS system for 3 long years. The partial withdrawals come with conditions. The partial withdrawals can be done only for stated expenses like medical emergency, marriage or educational expense of the children, or buying or constructing a residential property. The withdrawal can be to a maximum of 25% of the subscriber's contribution. When we say subscriber contribution, this will not include the employer contribution in the corporate model. It can only be a 25% on the individual's contribution. And this 25% withdrawal is also possible only for 3 times during the entire NPS life. And the third possibility is the subscriber meeting with an unfortunate event of death. The nominee of the subscriber will be paid the entire corpus fund on death of the subscriber.
Everybody will be eager to ask how much can we draw after completing 60 years?
The subscriber will have an option of extending his stay in NPS till the age of 70. He can keep contributing till the age of 70. He can defer his withdrawal till the age of 70. However, if he wishes to withdraw at the age of 60, he can withdraw 60% of the accumulated amount as a tax-free amount, and the 40% has to be necessarily bought as an annuity plan. The minimum 40% he has to divert to buy the annuity plan. With respect to taxation, the 60% lump sum amount will be tax-free. The 40% which is used for buying annuity will also not be included as his income during the financial year. However, the pension that the subscriber will derive from the annuity plan will be 100% taxable.
Sir, how is the accumulated corpus used for buying pension plans?
It's a good question. Like the subscriber accumulates corpus, and at the end of 60 years, he has the option to withdraw or to convert that corpus into a annuity plan. So the condition is at least 40% has to be diverted to buy the annuity plan. So the Pension Fund Regulatory Authority has appointed 5 different annuity providers, annuity service providers, namely HDFC, ICICI, LIC, SBI Life, and Star Daiichi Life Insurance. So all these 5 life insurance people are people who will handle the annuity of the subscriber. So the subscriber has to choose between this, among these 5 service providers, and NPS Trust will issue the corpus directly to them, and the pension will start from the next month of the subscriber's submission of the check. Viewers will be more than willing to handhold you on subscribing to NPS. You can approach us with all your doubts, all your queries. We will handhold you through the process of subscribing it to a wonderful tax planning tool, NPS.
Thank you, sir, for an exhaustive session on NPS. Viewers, in case you have any doubts on any of your financial queries, please contact Purple Pond and don't forget to subscribe to our channel.